All right, Tracy. So we're going to talk today about the differences between the portfolio generator and the manual builder. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Great.
Okay, so one thing we did not touch on yesterday with the portfolio generator is this risk slider. And this is a percentage. This is not a dollar amount. These are percentages. And offline, we were talking about the differences. And I'm going to do my best to explain. There's two variables, two opposing opposite approaches. One is obviously in a funded account, you have very limited drawdown. So if you wanted the least possible drawdown, you would set it to the lowest level. It's kind of like your aggressiveness, right? So you'd set it at this and you'd run the portfolio builder and it'd show you the minimum or what are the portfolios that meet the criteria of no more than $2,000. And it's sorted based on what has the lowest drawdown. And the other opposite, the go big, go home, high risk, max profit. So max profit being the most amount of money to take away and is probably arguably also the most volatile ups and downs in a day, week, month. That's the other way. We go to 100%. It would be high risk, high reward, go big or go home. Correct?
Yeah, it's really a risk reward measurement. So, what's most important to you, risk
Right.
or controlling risk or getting reward?
Right.
And some variable between 1 and 100.
Right. And this is like a gradient. So 50-50, kind of the default is like you want a mix of the two. You don't necessarily want all one or all the other.
Yeah.
Whereas going the other way, so let's say you want a $20,000 drawdown with a $500,000 account, that's the go big, go home uh, kind of approach to it, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
let's see
like I
where,
said, you're just more focused on reward and you're prepared to take the risk for it.
right. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll edit this out. I didn't mean to click the generate, but here we are.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Because think of it like going into when you go to a bank and you've ever sat down with the bank and the bank asks you questions about your risk profile. And from there, they will then they'll then recommend certain products that they have available that have different risk profiles to them.
Right.
And this is really trying to model that. It's
Right.
what are you comfortable with?
It's like, do you
Yep.
want a savings account or do you want crypto? You want super safe,
Exactly. Yeah.
no very little returns, or wild, high flying, all over the place crypto? Right.
E-
Got it. Okay.
exactly. Yep.
Awesome. All right. So when we pop over here into this other tab, which is the manual builder, we now go from just like a single slider of what's important to we can kind of customize each of these, six different settings here on what is most important. And previously, so like things like if those of you who are watching this video and you're like, oh, a high win rate is the most important, doesn't matter if I make money or not, the high win rate is what I need, then obviously you would kind of push that higher on the scale. And same thing with you, like, I don't care about the win rate. All I care about is the profit per month or the net profit, right? So each of these are the idea is you can adjust these. And this doesn't necessarily build a portfolio. What this does is it changes the sorting of what's important. But like you're telling it what's important up here, and then down here, you can apply the filters. And then at the bottom are the list of things that you can now check and manually build your own portfolio, thus the name manual builder, right? So whatever I'm checking off here is kind of applying it and adding it to my portfolio over here, which I can then save it and look at it under the analyzer tool as well. So a lot of the same features and functionality here with your filters for risk per trade, time frame, certain times of the day. That's what this is, the starting and closing time. So those of you who want things to be like trade in the afternoon session, you could set those up. If you want the morning session, you can set those pre-configured times. And then things like our current list of bots fit into these four categories. So you'll see we have all 13 bots listed here and more coming. So again, all of them are here. So you're able to enable them. And in case it's not clear, unchecking them all is the same thing as checking them all, right? So just keep that in mind. This does have a cash account checkbox here. And Tracy, remind me, what does this do on the portfolio side differently?
All it does, because a cash account, it you don't have the same conflict resolution that's
Right,
required. So, for instance, in a cash account, the broker doesn't care whether you go long short at the same time. Like for a breakout order,
right,
you can put a long order and a short order. It doesn't care.
right.
It also doesn't care whether or not you're longing ES and then going short NQ.
Q,
It
right. So
doesn't
you can't
care.
be long and short ES at the same time.
Yes, it won't let you do that. It'll just close out
Right,
the trade. Yes, but that's the whole reason. It's just I don't have I have a cash account, so I don't have any of these uh, prop firm rules. That's all it's doing. So it's removing the rules that are built in
got
for
it.
the sorting. Yep.
Okay, got it. Awesome. And so if you wanted to go with something like smaller contracts, you would do the micros. We talked about the difference between the micros and minis a little bit in my class yesterday as well. So micros are usually like a 10 to 1 to the minis for funded accounts, how many contracts you're allowed to trade. So obviously lots of variables and things to think about. And here we can like build this portfolio. And in this case, because I'm applying like what's important to me, and then click apply ratings, you'll see that just it takes half a second. You'll see that this will shift and change a little bit down below, right? So if I click apply ratings, you'll see some of these shift. And it's basically Tracy, it's the sorting algorithm, the sorting formula for what is high to low based on what's important, most important. And we're telling it
Yep.
what's important. It assigns a score and then lists it here, right?
Yeah, and this is just a more fine-tuned detail of what's more important to you. I would like to go back to the cash account for a second because
Sure.
it does exist on the portfolio generator as well. So the cash account, if
It
you want
does.
to build a portfolio that doesn't include those rules, you just change it. Yeah, right there, you would change it to a cash account, and it removes all of that functionality as it's generating the portfolio.
Right.
So now, because the manual trader or the manual builder is not notice there's no max drawdown, no maximum profit that you're looking for because you're custom building this. That's why it's different on the other page
Right.
because you
Right.
actually have that. It's actually building a portfolio so that the cash account's somewhere different.
Right, exactly. So the other thing you can do that's pretty interesting here on this manual portfolio is if you like bot number 358, you can literally type it in, click add, and it literally adds it over here. This is one of my personal favorites is number 358. And so some of these that are grayed out, Tracy, just aren't a good fit for, I guess, for whatever we have selected here. So micros, minis.
Well, what's happening when they gray out is that they conflict with the one that you've already chosen. So it
With
is either
358.
it
Okay, I
either
see.
trades at the same time or it trades in the same on the same ticker or
I
it
see.
creates some kind of a conflict, like
Got it.
a hedging issue with the
So
funded
by
account.
adding
So,
358, because we're
yeah,
trading the NQ instrument, these two are like, oh, no, that's not going to work.
yep,
So if I delete this, they re-enable. So I can, if I wanted to check this and kind of add it and it disables other variations of NQ.
yeah. So
Got it.
this does the conflict and
Okay.
correlation matching. It does that checking as you are selecting each bot from the list.
Right, right.
So it does it on the fly. That prevents you from having to do the work of going in and seeing, okay, are these conflicting with each other, or can I trade these? So it's
Right.
a great way. It just does it automatically for you, and you can add and remove from there.
Okay. Awesome.
Now, obviously, the first one in the list, because this list is ranked as best to worst. So the top strategy is the best strategy that meets the criteria that you've put in so far. So it makes sense that you start with the top and work your way down. You just don't randomly pick strategies through the group. You want to pick the best.
Because the
And
scoring.
yes, and as you select them, you build your portfolio with the best of the best.
Right. And so I'm not able to select certain instruments here, correct? Or am I
Uh,
not? Yeah.
no, but No, you can't. But you just you can see the instrument right in the list, so just don't pick them.
Right. I see. So if I
Yeah.
just wanted to say MNQ, I just wanted MNQ hypothetically for whatever reason, I could, assuming they don't conflict,
Yep.
trading on the same
You
days or the same time of day. I
Yep,
see.
you can do that. You just have to go through the list.
Okay. Got it.
And that's one of the nice things about using the manual builder versus the portfolio generator, because the manual builder, you can just go from the top to the bottom, select everyone that's available, and then
Yeah.
look at the list that's on the right and remove or add
Right.
based on the list on the right. So you
Right.
can quickly remove something that you don't want to trade. Um, but when you do that, it'll open up different strategies on the left hand panel that you can then add back in because it doesn't conflict anymore.
Right.
So,
Got it. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else that we should be looking at here for the manual builder at all, Tracy?
No, I think just the fact that, like I said, the all of the settings right here, that's your risk profile.
Right.
And then that risk profile just sorts everything by best to least. And then anything down here is just a filter out. So just to narrow down the search. If you just leave it as default, it includes everything.
Right.
Yep.
And we can also just, if you got something you know off the top of your head, which is probably for people who are a little bit more used our system a little bit more, they can manually add them here as well.
Yep. Now, I will give you a tip with this. If you don't use the mouse, if you just type and then hit enter, you can
Yep.
continue typing. So that's the
355,
it's a speed.
357.
Yeah. Makes it so much faster.
Right. Maybe is there not a 357 is a conflict? Okay, I see. So I guess that's something just to keep in mind is if you add like one that's grayed out right here, like 267, it'll appear that it didn't work, but it's not really available to add, right?
Right. Click cache account though and see if it adds because it may only be a conflict inside of.
No, it's because of MES, I think, here and here.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. And then things like GC 197. It's already on my list. Okay. Oh, so unchecking on the left takes it off over here. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So if I don't want that one, I just click X and it removes it, and all of our numbers are updated still.
Yep.
Okay.
And the other thing I want to point out is you can still select any one of these on the right, and it will show the equity curve for that particular strategy, just like it does on the generator side. And the
Right.
other thing that I wanted to point out is there is a filter right here that you can change the date. So if you just wanted to see how the portfolio was starting this year, you can then go in and put the date from the beginning of the year or the last 3 months or the last 6 months and see how it's been performing.
I see. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's made a little bit of money, $10,000 so far. Okay. And before you guys are like, oh my gosh, $10,000 halfway through the month, halfway through a year is not amazing. But keep in mind, like if you're using a funded account that you paid $100 for, $120 for, it's still not bad at all for $100 return turning into 10,000. Again, this has a little bit of drawdown right at the beginning, so it looks like a couple months of a couple weeks at the beginning of the year, a little bit of drawdown, and then it dug itself out of the hole, and it's more than profitable now.
That's still more than an average, more than 1,000 a month average, which is kind of nice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's about almost 2,000. Yeah. And the other thing that's interesting is in our tomorrow we'll do a little deeper dive on what exactly these tiles mean, like what these are. Some of them may be obvious, like profit and drawdown, but we're going to do a deeper dive on some of the other variables and factors that are in here. So,
Awesome.
yep, 2,000 monthly. Yep, with our exact scenario. Anything else we want to add, Tracy?
No, I
Thoughts?
think that about covers it.
Okay, awesome, cool. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys tomorrow.